Welcome to the Hard Hat Training Series. Today we will talk about biological hazards. We will discuss how to identify and navigate the biological hazards you may encounter in your work sites. By the end of the training, you will be prepared to recognize the potential dangers of the microorganisms, fungi, plants, insects, and animals that surround you. You may think that biological hazards do not affect your daily life, or that you will never encounter them. However, they have been the cause of some of the most troubling times in history. For example, the Black Death of 1347 that took the lives of an estimated 50 million people began as a biological hazard. It was transmitted from fleas to human beings, eventually resulting in the eradication of over 30% of the European population. In recent times, the COVID-19 pandemic spread throughout the entire world after a human contracted a new strain of the SARS virus from an animal. The pandemic took the lives of millions, and millions more suffered lifelong physical and mental health effects. This is not an isolated event. Though not all biological hazards result in worldwide pandemics, contact with them can result in lifelong injuries and even death. Biological hazards are any organic substances that can cause harm to humans or other living organisms. Examples of biological hazards are insect stings and animal droppings. Many occupations encounter biological hazards daily. There are 5 main sources of biological hazards: microorganisms, fungi, plants, insects, and animals. We will discuss each of these categories in depth, detailing how to mitigate risks, as well as how to respond if an incident occurs. There are 3 major routes of entry for biological matter. These are inhalation, ingestion, and absorption. We will take a moment to discuss these in the next few slides. Inhalation is, as the name implies, when bacteria is spread in the air and then inhaled by another individual. If someone around you is coughing or sneezing, try to stay a distance of at least 6 feet from them. This should put enough space between you so that you don't breathe in the particles. Ingestion is when bacteria or contaminants are accidentally swallowed. If you were to touch a contaminated surface and then touch your mouth, the bacteria would most likely be ingested and could potentially cause an illness. Additionally, if you were to use the restroom and neglect hand washing, you could accidentally transfer fecal matter to the mouth. Absorption is when bacteria enters the body through either the eyes or skin. If an employee were to acquire bacteria on their hands and then touch their eyes, the bacteria could easily be absorbed into the body. For bacteria to enter the skin, there typically needs to be an entry point. Entry points are any areas with broken skin, such as a cut or scrape.